Welcome guys. So last week I did share this video on my wellness journey so far, and thanks a lot for all the positive feedback, and the best part is you guys could actually relate to it, which means a lot to me. So continuing on that, a lot of us nowadays have some kind of fitness tracker, say so VivoFit, Garmin, or Fitbit, or even apps on our phones. So some of us think that, some of you might think that this is not even important. Well, I mean, what has fitness got to do with counting your steps? But then, from my personal experience, 2014, I came to Australia. I was jobless. That was one of the most frustrating few months of my life. But then I picked up this habit of walking. Like, I would walk to everywhere and anywhere in the afternoon, post lunch. Uh, Luckily my husband came up with this idea, why don't I have why don't you buy rather he gifted me a Garmin VivoFit, and it changed my life. How? Because I kept on pushing myself. I had goals to achieve. We competed with each other. He got one as well. So it's like you get into this mode, like where you know what you're doing, you can push it further, and you didn't even know that, I didn't even know I could walk that much and without any difficulty. So this is how it was wonderful. It was something new. So moving on, I moved to Sydney with a new job and a desk job, like most of us do. So the problem is, I went on sitting for hours in meetings and working on things, and didn't realize like how less we move in during a day. So for many of us, even at home, like we don't even realize how long we have been sitting. So according to researchers, like sitting is the new smoking nowadays, and in that respect, I would want to insist, buying something for $100, $150, the most simple ones come at around that price. You are doing so much good to yourself. You don't even know, because these are things we don't usually track. So these are the things which we can change in our lives using our simple tracker. So insisting on that, I think this is the best $100 I've spent in my life. $130 I have spent in my life. So that's about it. Like, I mean, it's up to you. You can track it via an app, but it really makes a difference. So I wanted to discuss something on my eating habits, like starting with the most important meal of the day, breakfast. Some of us don't eat a proper breakfast, many of us, but then I think it's the most, and everybody knows that it is the most important meal of the day. So there's another story to it. Because I'm as lazy I am, like I'm a very lazy person, so morning I didn't have the patience or like or enough time to actually make a proper breakfast. But then we took this, I was watching one of the shows on TV one day, and I came across this idea of smoothie. So many of us nowadays know about smoothies. Like, I mean, usually we drink them somewhere outside, but in a cafe or somewhere. But doing it at home, never thought about it. So this is one of the life-changing things happened. I bought a smoothie maker, which comes at a very, I mean, $20–25 you get one, and I would take all the seasonal fruits, frozen ones. Frozen fruits are as good as fresh fruits, if not better. So they are not preservative, they don't have any kind of preservatives in them. These are simply snack frozen. So we have this myth that frozen fruits are not good, but they are really good. Like they have their all nutrition value packed up in it. So I would take a base milk, as I don't use dairy product. So coconut milk is good, but then it's high on calories, so it's on you to decide. So if you want to have milk or coconut milk, but I prefer soy milk or almond milk, which has got vitamin C as well, and has got less calories than normal dairy product or the coconut milk. So some seasonal fruits like strawberries, mangoes, blueberries, throw in some seeds, like rock cacao powder. Don't use chocolate, I mean, like for the obvious reasons. So, and that was it. Like that is my breakfast since last 3 years. Yeah. So it's packed with fiber. You can add even oats. At some time around this year, early this year, I started having oat smoothie as my lunch, and it's so much packed with fiber, you won't even feel hungry, and it's a very good beginning for people who are trying to lose weight. So I did it somewhere, and it did help me lose some weight, because if you are having something packed in fiber, it will make you full. It will make you feel full, but then it hardly has got calories in it. So that's about it. So lunch, usually I have a very heavy lunch, but dinner I try to keep it as light as possible. We don't realize how keeping count of calories is difficult, because you don't know exactly, and it's a better way to have a similar kind of like intake of food, that you know what's and you can keep a track of how much you eat, rather than trying to look into the details, or trying out counting your calories. That's my view, though. So when it comes to eating, like usually people guys go out together on a lunch, even if they're sharing the food on a table, becomes very difficult that you packed your lunch, that's the calories allocated for yourself, and then you start eating bits and pieces from other people's lunch boxes. It adds up. So I would suggest that just try to stick to what you had planned for the day, rather than going all out, because friends will always say, it doesn't matter, have a spoonful, and you have no idea how much it can add up to. Okay, and that's about it. Like dinner, keep it light. Uh, that's how it should be. As you move through the day, the meals should get lighter and lighter. And we get a very good night's sleep. It has been found in research that people who tend to sleep 7 to 8 hours in a day have a more healthier BMI as compared to people who sleep less than that. So enough of teachings for this day. I think you will definitely get something out of it. Though I insist that I've said everything which you already know. I just want to make it about me, like what I have done. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.